procedural management of any hazardous substances which are under the control of Department of Industrial Works is in accordance with the Hazardous Substances Act 1992. The Hazardous Substances Act 1992 has the main objective to control hazardous chemicals in Thailand and has classified hazardous substances into 4 types according to the needs for control as follows. Type 1 hazardous substances is that of which the production, import, export or having in possession must comply with the specified criteria and procedures. Type 2 hazardous substances is that of which the production, import, export or having in possession must first be notified to the authority and must also comply with the specified criteria and procedures. Type 3 hazardous substances is that of which the production, import, export or having in possession must obtain a permit and also must comply with the specified criteria and procedures. And type 4 hazardous substances is that of which the production, import, export or having in possession is prohibited. Although permit requirement for import, export or having in possession is different among types of hazardous substances, one common procedure for import and export of type 1, type 2 and type 3 is stipulated in the Hazardous Substances Act 1992 as prior informed consent. It is compulsory for any entrepreneurs that would like to import or export such a hazardous substance to acknowledge the Department of Industrial Works through prior informed consent on a shipment basis before proceeding with the customs clearance process. The objective of prior informed consent is to notify to the authority regarding detail of hazardous substance to be imported or exported comprising imported or exported quantity, exporting or importing country, intended date of arrival or departure. Prior informed consent is an important procedure to control hazardous substances in Thailand to ensure that only hazardous chemicals stipulated in the Act would be allowed to be imported to or exported from our country. Moreover, prior informed consent is prerequisite for customs clearance process because the declaration of form acknowledged by the Department of Industrial Works must be used as part of the shipment clearance document. Procedural steps of prior informed consent in the past had caused several shortcomings as follows. Firstly, it would take about 2 working days to accomplish all procedural steps of prior informed consent, started from submitting an application until obtaining an acknowledgement form from the authority. These lengthy procedures could cause inconvenience for entrepreneur in the day-to-day management. Secondly, entrepreneur had to append more expenditure to rent warehouse for storing and pending shipment while waiting for acknowledgement form or has to pay additional expenditures for freight. Finally, the number of applications for prior informed consent was as high as 1,961 in 2009. However, there was limited number of government staff assigned to undertake the lengthy process. To overcome these shortcomings, DIW had an initiative idea to combine all DIW service tasks to be one-step service. In line with its development strategy, DIW therefore established the overarching and audible and the single window to facilitate the enterprise in contacting DIW for obtaining the services in a timely and transparent manner. DIW has revised the existing procedures to shorten the process to improve its service to entrepreneurs, taking into account the convenient and timely, transparent and audible manner. With the revised procedures, entrepreneur can submit application for a prior informed consent and the single window which has one-stop service starting from submitting an application until obtaining an acknowledgement form from the authority. After obtaining an application, the authority will review an application and, if found to be complied with the requirement, we acknowledge the declaration form within 15 minutes. Unlike the previous procedures, the revised procedures can reduce substantial time for entrepreneurs to obtain acknowledged form so they can be immediately proceed with the customs clearance. In the single window, DIW has mobilitated the resources as follows. Human resources. Assigned officers with service mind to service customers to meet the expectation of citizens and deliver excellent service. Assigned trained officers to provide suggestions and to preliminarily verify competency of the document before submission of the document. Directors and officers of the single window approach customers to obtain information on the type of service required, including to provide suggestions and facilitate the customer in getting the required service. Service is available throughout the government working hours, including during the lunch hours. Facilities. Acquired computers as electronic media to facilitate customers to search information in their own and assigning officers of the single window to facilitate the service at the service area. Set up a public relations counter. Set up the resting area and acquire self-service drinks, televisions, newspapers, and journals for customers during queuing. Set up a good service quality system by eliminating obstacles or causes that increase the workload of customers as follows. 1. Service with transparency and equity, which is proven by the use of a queuing system by an automatic machine to arrange the order of customers. When a specific number is reached, there would be an announcement to alert customers to go to proper service counters. 2. Characterize types of services in different service counters to facilitate the customers and to prevent confusion that may be caused. Others. Developed an operating manual for the single window. Exhibited a poster in the service area to clearly inform processes and processing time, including fees for each service to customers. Assigned various channels to get information on the service, example, telephone call, website, World Wide Web, diw.go.th, etc. The improvement of processes to approve the detail of imports-exports could well respond to customer expectation. The improvement has been convenient and cost-effective to customers, as can be seen by their satisfaction on service. This achievement is partly attributed to DIW's vision on the cost effectiveness by taking into account the importance of maximizing and utilization and management of officers' budget, tools, and technology. Moreover, such improvement has strengthened our organization, which positively affects the reputation of DIW. The private sector can also increase their competitiveness in the current economic climate. The key factors essential for the great achievement is improving the process for the approval of prior informed consent, our full cooperation of all levels of officers and servicemen working attitude. It is crucial for the organization to create and maintain the culture of service mind to ensure that the government agency can fulfill its roles in supporting the industry, which is essential for country development in the short, intermediate, and long term.